afternoon, good morning, good evening. I hope you can hear me above the water. Quite lovely. Water is life. And we've had a lot of rain. And I am Sandy Shellis, and I'm standing in my creek with my hip boots on. Yep, standing in the creek today. I've stood in this creek bed many times during many live streams when it was dry, and we have a lot of water. We also have a lot to talk about. I want to start with a list, I think. A list of everything that we can possibly think of. This morning my husband and I were watching a show on National Geographic called Worst Weather Ever. This was a 2-hour show, and it was made in 2014, obviously well before the Trump administration. They talked about drought, fires, hail, lightning, hurricanes, tornadoes, famine, flooding, fracking, pipelines. Need I go on? There's a lot to discuss. As I was watching this show, I realized they mentioned the word global warming, and they had many atmospheric and climate scientists on this particular show, which was really very good. However, I could not help but think about the fact that it is not 2014. It is now 2017, and I don't know if the word global warming can even be mentioned in any of these kinds of documentaries anymore because of the censorship and the mainstream media's fear of the administration, I believe. Although I would not put my money on it because I don't know for sure. But what I want to talk about today is a little bit of touch on all of these. Last night, or yesterday afternoon, Desmond Berry, who's with us, did a wonderful interview with activists against the Rover pipeline. Activists, and I'm going to walk in the water a little bit. I don't want to be... If I fall, you'll see me fall. It's just so beautiful to look at that. I love it. But anyway, so the live stream was beautiful. It was excellent. They're talking about the fact that this Rover pipeline is so fraught with problems and so fraught with liabilities and greed. And they were talking about the fact that there were no odorant put into the gas line. You have to watch it for yourself. And good morning, Denny, and good morning, Henry, and good morning, everybody, Marsha, everybody that's with us. Yesterday was an eye-opener once again, as they all are. They're all eye-openers to me. Every time. But this National Geographic documentary was really good. They even talked about water scarcity. They talked about the droughts. They talked about the geographical places where these types of issues are going to happen all over the globe. And the whole thing about this is that there are so many places that are not doing anything. And the United States, and I am an American, the United States is leading the charge backwards. We are leading the charge backwards. And in fact, President Trump's people are going to go to the COP20, what is it called? I have my stuff, my notes. The COP23, and they are going to talk about the fact that gas and coal and oil are the way to the future for developing countries to fight climate change. That is the most ridiculous piece of shit, controversial crap I have ever heard. The United States, my country, is embarrassing itself every single day. Every day. And the headlines, they're no better. I looked at EcoWatch this morning, and the first headline to get me is 400 sea turtles dead in El Salvador. And they don't know why. But this is every day. And recently it was the birds in Germany because of the insect population being decimated. What are we going to do? Are we going to just sit back and watch the degradation of our Earth until we are in extinction? A lot of my friends think we are in near-term human extinction, and that Trump and his administration, Scott Pruitt, Rick Perry, among others, are hastening into it. Hastening us into it. And that when people talk about the calamities that are going to come by the end of the century, do we even know if we're going to make it to the end of the century as a species? When you look at all of this going on, and you look at the corruption, specifically in the United States government, as we've seen recently, and even in Brazil with Michael Temer, the mere fact that the rainforests are no longer a CO2, they don't counteract CO2 anymore. They are, I gotta get my notes. I can't remember everything. They are deforesting so fast for greed that we've got to think of a better way. Why can we not go to COP23 and ask the world to start growing hemp and stop cutting down trees? Why can't we go and to Africa and make a stand against poaching? Why can't we do any of this? Why? The United States is supposed to be a leader, and the United States has turned into a backward, reactionary, right-wing, radical Christian country. They are trying to ram their ideas down our throat, and I say this all the time. I say it all the time. Agribusiness, pesticides, water scarcity, CO2, pesticides, soil erosion, shale gas fracking. I could go on and on. I did a live stream the other night about Vandana Shiva, Dr. Shiva, talking about GMOs. There are so many issues, I don't even know if I could ever just focus on one. Nuclear plants, coal, and getting rid of nuclear waste. Weather systems, dictators, human greed, all part of the equation. All part of the equation of where we are going. And where are we going, guys? We have a budget in the United States that wants to undermine global wildlife conservation. We have a budget in the United States that wants to reward the wealthy, the 1%. And those people with their eyes closed and the blinders on just follow the status quo. They follow the status quo. I don't have all the answers. But what I'm hoping is that through the efforts that are being made by Environmental Coffee House to build a website, and it's not going to be a website that's going to be competitive with EcoWatch or any of those. Our website is going to be in concert with all of them. And I'm hoping to attract writers. I'm hoping to attract writers that will help us along the way. Can we keep going the way we are? No. We're going to pass 400 parts per million? Yes. What do our children have to look forward to? What do the grandchildren have? Do they even have a future? Do they even have a future? My heart tells me no. My gut tells me to fight. By the end of the century, it's going to look a lot different on the planet. And if humans are still here, I might be surprised. My husband calls me Mrs. Doom and Gloom. And I argue with him. And I tell him, I'm not Mrs. Doom and Gloom. I am Mrs. Reality. And everything I read, and everything I post, and everything I do in my life right now is because I love this. I love this. We love this. We love this. We love our Earth. But there are so many others that don't love the Earth. They don't give a shit about the Earth. They are greedy, ugly, and disgusting people, and we have to fight this. There is no dearth of environmental issues going on that are going to degrade and decimate our environment without me having to even go into anything unnatural. Hurricanes are made much worse by the warmth in the atmosphere. Tornadoes. They're finding a causal effect for tornadoes that are becoming stronger. I don't have to keep going on. You guys know the drill, you follow us. The problem is, and the issue is, we need to vote at a local level to trickle up and get environmentally thinking people into the government to trickle upwards. People think that voting doesn't work. Well, in a local level it does, because I know I'm an election inspector and there is nothing funny going on in the local level where I am. And if more of you got involved, we could change the system. Maybe we could have more time. Maybe I wouldn't have to worry about my house being a safe house for my daughter to come when the shit hits the fan in the city. So today, I just want to remind you all of the negative ugliness that's going on. And the United States is leading the way. And Brazil is not far behind. So what can we do? Hopefully we can do a little bit of green. Does green energy or green initiatives, do they hurt? No. Because even if we are coming towards the end of the human species, and even if we are going to get off the planet, kicked off by Gaia because of all the abuses that we do to her, while we are here, shouldn't we do everything in our power to change it? Even if it is too late? Even if we don't have till the end of the century? What does it hurt? It doesn't. So all of these things that I've read about, droughts, fires, hail, lightning, hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, fracking pipelines, agribusiness, pesticides, insects, the insect populations being disseminated, ruined, water scarcity, CO2, shale gas fracking, pesticides, deforestation, all of it has to be fought against. And the only way we can do it in the United States and any other country that allows voting is to get your fucking ass out there. Get off the computer. Go volunteer. Am I upset today? You're fucking ain't right. Excuse my language. I'm upset today. I watched that show and I realized, you know, I could be like my friend Hambo and Littletail and say, we are so fucked. But I don't want to say that. There's a lot of fight within this disabled old body of mine. And I hope that there's a lot of fight in all of you. And I hope that you will join us as we build the Environmental Coffee House website, which is my dream. And I hope that we can find some really good writers, because I'd like original content. But I fight. I do it how I can. I donate money. Even if I can't afford something, I donate to the things I think are worthy. I work locally when I can. You know I'm already in my local environmental watchdog group. And we've done a lot of good things. And we fought the Northern Access Pipeline and we won. Even though National Fuel Gas is still going to try to pull the wool over the people's eyes. We're fighting eminent domain. I could go on and on and on. My anger knows no bounds. And even if I am Mrs. Doomsday, so what? Mrs. Doomsday has a message, and that is we all have to do something. And we have got to get rid of the scourge of the earth that's in the White House in the United States if it's the last thing I do. Because it might be. This might be the last president that we ever see in the United States if we keep going the way we're going. Am I controversial? You're goddamn right I am. So, for today, that's the message. Today, I'm working to keep this. I want this. I want beauty all over, even in the cities. We have a lot of work to do. And we have to do it. Everything I publish every day gets to me. But I can't let it, because I have a calling. And after that tornado, that calling became even stronger. And we all have voices. And we have to keep those voices going and fight to get that scourge of the earth and that crooked administration and that disgusting filth, Scott Pruitt and Rick Perry, out of the White House, out of the administration. And in your countries, you have to work to get rid of the neoliberals and the neocons and get in the environmental thinking people. Or we're gone. And we will be in near-term human extinction. Because we're already in abrupt climate change. So thank you for today. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Please share. I'm out of jail, but please share. And I hope I don't have to worry about too much of this when we have our own website. Thank you, Linda Littleton Gray, who's building it with me. Thank you, Roger Brennan, who's part of our team. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Desmond, so much for being with us. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Judy. All of those that are with the Environmental Coffee House team who give a shit. Thank you. And thank you to all of you that follow us. Because without you, we would be nothing. And we are becoming something. So I'm going to end by saying, I love you all. And I do my piece. I love you. And I'll show you. A little bit more water. And I'll show you. My feet. You know I'm not going to go in the middle of this. So everybody have a great day. Thank you for coming and share. Peace out, guys. I love you.